Welcome back to another Deadzone Battle Report. We are playing Mission 10 in the Deadzone rulebook, Pandemonium. Deployment will be the two opposite sides, actually, because you're going to be splitting the your army into two different groups. Deployment will be these two squares, as well as the one on top, and the same goes for the opposite side. You'll be setting up your first half, then the enemy player will be setting up the second half, and then you'll be putting up the rest once you've deployed the very first portion of your army. Scoring is, we'll have objective markers here, and there's, I believe, one on the bottom there. There's one over here, one over there. They'll be scoring 1 point if you control that certain location. Of course, you can have however many, well, up to 4 because of the cube count. But however many you have, doesn't matter. You're only going to score that 1 point. Taking out enemy models also scores you the victory points as well. And there will be intel, which we have to place on the board. We haven't done that yet, but will be on the board as well to score. We're playing 150 points. It'll be Veermyn versus Asterians. Classic little match. Now let's take a look at the armies that we'll be facing off here today. All right, so here we have the Veermyn, led by the pack leader. Basic setup, all he has is just his close combat weapons, nothing special we bought for him. And then we have 3 crawlers with their, actually those are stalkers. Stalkers are the ones with the little pistols and the hand weapons. They're a little bit better in hand to hand. Then we have the crawlers. The crawlers are the ones with the ray guns. Got 3 of those. Then we also have 2 nightmares, one with the dual drills and then the other with the heavy drill. And then finally we have the Malignus with his trusty flamethrower. That is 150 points of Veermyn. And on the opposite side, 150 points of the Asterians, led by their trusty overseer. Nothing special that I gave him. I believe I might have given him ammo. I'll have to double check. And then we have 4 marionettes, 3 with their no rifles, and then 1 with his trusty flamer. And then we have, oh, right there, we have 5, I'm sorry. We have 5 marionettes. And then we have 4 ciphers. These also just have basic no rifles, nothing special on them either. And then we have the support drone in the back there, and that all leads up to 150 points. Just enough to take on these Veermyn. All right, let's go ahead and roll our recon. Recon is going to be 4 better. This is going to be for Asterians. Asterians is going to be white dice, while the Veermyn are going to be the colored ones. All right, so we need 4s or better. We got 2 exploding, so we've got 3 so far. Let's go ahead and roll the 2 exploding here. And looks like they've got a total of 2, 4, 5 successes. All right, for the pack leader, it's going to be 5s or better. So we've got a total of 3, so that's going to be a difference of 2. So we will roll on the deployment. Yeah, because they get the extra bonus for beating them out by so many points. So we'll do that after we've set up everything. So since the Asterians won, they're going to be picking up one of the sides, and then they're going to set up half their deployment. And I did make a mistake. It's 3, not 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then 1 up. So we will show you the deployment once we finish that off. So let's get some command dice rolled up here. This is for the Asterians. We got extra dice, which is cool. I think I will keep that. And I want to say, I think that's extra shot. Yeah, because that's hand to hand. Yeah, extra shot. So I'm going to keep that. And the Veermyn have 4. Extra activation. We don't need the extra shot. Extra activations are good. We can move up. And it's not meant to be, so it's just an extra shot. All right. All right, so since the initiative was won by at least 2 extra, that means we're going to have 2 rollouts for the deployment. And this is the extra bonus that we'll be getting. So we got 2 4s. We'll take a look to see what that special ability allows the Asterians to do. And we are deployed. The Asterians chose this first side, and that had the overseer and his marionettes that are all lined up right in there in that corner. On the opposite side of that, for their second strike team, they had the support weapon, and with the other 4 ciphers all set up accordingly. The Veermyn, their first setup was going to be the Nightmare along with his crawlers. The Stalkers, my bad. And then on the opposite side of that, which was their second deployment, was the 2 Nightmares and the crawlers. Okay, so that is all the deployments. These are the extra items that were deployed, and we didn't lose any due to the actual deployments. So we actually do have all 8 items in the battlefield right now. Okay, so now that everything is set up, the Asterians had rolled 4s on their extra advance ability, and that means that we can advance one model up 1 without showing it being as activated. So I think what we'll do is we're going to move this one here. Now this is supposed to all happen before we start the initial turn. If you had any scouts, they would move after this. And then I think I'm just going to move one of these guys up. Can I crawl through there? Oh yes, I can. So he's just going to crawl through here because of that little crusty hole, and he's going to go right there. All right, there we go. Now we can take the actual first turn with the Asterians going first. All right, so that was actually the recon table that I was rolling on, allowing them to move up. You get the bonuses if you win by so much when you do the actual initiative turn. All right, so let's get this game on the road. Okay, so the first team to reach 16 points wins the game, since we're playing 150 points. So yeah, let's get it going. So we're gonna go ahead and activate the drone, and I think he's just gonna. And I think he should have a cheeky shot there, which we do. I want to say we got some tasty targets right there. We're just going to aim at those stalkers. All right, so it's not a clear shot because if I aim at him, he's covered by the wall. And if I aim at him, he's covered by this guy. So I'm just going to say it's 3 basic dice. And I'm getting 5s. He does have weight of fire 2, so I'm going to be able to re-roll at least 2 of these dice. But I'm going to spend a command to go ahead and roll an additional die. So that's 4 dice. And needing 5s. Got 2 6s right off the back. Weight of fire 2, so it's going to roll these 2. You got an 8, so that 3 is a miss. 8 explodes, and 2 nothing. So it's 3 successes. Crawler has 3 dice. Saving on 5s. He saved 2 right off the back with that exploding 8. And he does not save that one, but it is going to be 1 point of damage going through. He has no armor, so he's going to take a wound. So we're going to activate the crawler here, and he's just going to move. He's going to move 1, 2. He's going to pick this up automatically. And looks like he's got a health pack, so he can heal. We'll just put that there. I guess we'll put it next to him just to show that he has that. And then he's going to take his shot there. Wide open, so it's going to be 2 extra dice. So we need 6s here. He does have weight of fire 1, so we can re-roll one of these if we wanted to. Not a good roll. He does have an exploding 8. Let's go ahead and do that re-roll for the weight of fire. Miss, but the exploding 8. You got nothing, so it's just going to be 1 die. And then the actually that's a cipher. I want to say they save on 4s. We'll roll it, and that is a 4. We'll double check just to make sure. So they save on 5s. They do have armor 1 though, so that means that does not have a penetrating shot. So he's actually it's just going to bounce off. All right, so we're going to go ahead and spend one of these command dice, and we're going to go again. We're going to activate this fella here. He's just going to move up 1, 2, and he's going to take a shot, and he's going to take a shot at the same guy. So it's going to be 5 dice, 3 for the regular, and then 2 more because it's open shot. And let's see if he gets a better roll. And actually he does. He gets at least 3 because he needs 6s, and he does have that exploding 8. Oh, weight of fire first. No. And then the 8. No. All right. So that means 3 are going to go through. Oh, that should have been an 8. That was not an 8. And then we're going to be saving here. Now, do I want to try and save? I could add an extra die to try and save them. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna risk it. Risk it for the biscuit. Here we go. So saving on 5s. Oh, he does. He saves all 3. And then an exploding 8. We'll roll it just for giggles, but he doesn't need it. And he does save the 3. All right, perfect. All right, so now we're gonna go with the Asterians, and he's gonna move up. Start taking control of this and get some points, and he's going to take a shot. Wide open. Let's see, we got 3 dice plus 2. And these guys are a lot nastier. They're going to be hitting, I want to say, on 4s. We got 1 exploding 8. And for right now, I'm going to leave that because I think they do hit on 4s. The ciphers are pretty nasty in shooting. Another 8. Let me grab another die. Always make sure to carry extra D8s in this game. All right, here we go. 8. And I'm just going to say that was the 1 because I have no idea what happened there. All right, so after taking a look at the video, it's actually this die. It's a 5. It hit the other die into a 1. So that's actually a hit. So we've got, technically we've got, I think that was an 8 or a 6. I don't know, it was a hit. I know that for sure. So we got 2, 4, 6 total hits going into this gentleman here. So let's see if we can't save him. I think at that point, I'm not even going to bother rolling any extra dice for him. Nah, he's going to be toast. He's already filled. He got no 8s. He saved 1. Yeah, down goes a rat. All right, so after looking at deployment, I did make a little mistake here. This should have just been 1 up, 3 sideways. So he is not here. He is actually here. He is deployed there. Same thing for this side. They shouldn't have been here. They should have just been 3 up and then 1 across. So I'm just going to say he shot at this little rat here. He took the wound. And the other 2 I just put behind the building. My mistake, my bad, guys. All right, so carrying on with the next order here. I don't have another activation for the Asterian, so I'm just going to go with the Veermyn. All right, so why stop a good thing here? He's wide open, so we're just going to activate this fella here. He's just going to move 1, 2, and he is going to show that as activated, and then he's going to take a shot there, wide open, so it's going to be 3 plus 2, 5 dice. And he doesn't fare very much better. He needs 6s. He only got an exploding 8, and that missed, so it's just 1. And he's just going to go ahead and roll his basic dice and see if he can't save it. He needs 5s to survive. And, oh, but you know what? He does have the armor. The armor is just going to bounce off, and he's fine. Oh, he did have weight of fire. I forgot about him having weight of fire 1, and he still would have missed anyways. All right, so now I'm going to spend another one. I'm going to activate another gentleman here, and we're just going to run. We're going to activate this fella here, and he's just going to move up. He's just going to go, whoop, with the whole terrain. I barely have any terrain as it is, and I'm hitting everything. All right, so it's going to be 1, 2. He's going to take some cover back here because he does not want to get shot by these guys. Okay, so that is the Veermyn turn. So now we're going to activate another Asterian here. He's just going to move up as well to there. I'm wondering if I should just run him just so we can start scoring this thing. But no, I don't want to get into close combat. So yeah, we're just going to shoot. He's still going to continue shooting. So it's going to be 3 plus 2 for the open range. So it'll be 5 dice. And these guys are hitting on 4s, and that is a terrible roll. He only has a 2, no way to fire, so that's going to miss. And then we'll just leave it at that. We're not going to reroll anything. So now these guys are just going to try and survive, surviving on 5s. He got that 8, and he got the other 8, so he's fine. You know what? We're gonna take a chance. We're gonna use our only extra shot. He's gonna shoot again. So we're looking at 5 dice, needing 4s. Maybe he gets a better roll this time. It's not that much better, but it's something. All right, here we go. So we got the this Veermyn here. He's gonna try and block it. Our good old crawler, and he is saying not today. We got that 8. You got another 8, and he's fine. We don't need to roll the extra die. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and activate the Malignus. He's just gonna run. I want to say they run 3, and he's gonna try to start scoring here. So we got 1, 2, 3. He's just gonna run back here and take some cover between these little things here, and he's gonna be in this square, occupying that. All right, we're gonna activate this cipher here. He's just gonna move up here to this square. Actually, I'll put him in this area here. He's gonna try and take some cover from that little wall there, and he's gonna take a little cheeky shot as well there, and he should see that stalker, and he's gonna be out in the open and take a shot there. All right, here we go. I'm trying to get my camera out a little bit. So we got 3 plus the 2 for the open shot. So we'll have 5s, and he needs the 4s are better to hit. And he gets an 8. He misses with those 2. No way to fire here, but he does get 4. Now that Stalker is going to try and save, needing the 5s to survive. He saved 1, and he's just going to block the 1. No armor. He's going to take 3. He's gone. All right, so let's go ahead and move some of these Stalkers before they get peppered here. So we're just going to run. It's going to go 1, 2, 3. He's going to pick that up, gain some cover here. Let's see what we got there. And it looks like we got some intel. So Veermyn are on the board. And we're going to go ahead and spend that last extra activation for the Veermyn. And we're going to activate this fella here. And he's just going to run as well. So he's going to go 1, 2. And actually, he's going to run over here. 3. He's going to go to this little area. And we'll reveal that. And look at that. Another intel. So 2 points scored. Just like that. They've tied the game. All right, so let's go ahead and move the Asterians. I'm going to go with a marionette this time around. So I'm going to spend this command die, move him 1 cube up. So he's just going to move to here. He's going to pick this up. And that is... Oh, no, it's a trip mine. Great. All right, so it's a frag booby trap. So that means that I have to roll 3 dice. It's going to hit on 4s or better. And, well, it hit once. And now the marionette has to save. Well, let's say, I think they survive on 5s. Which he got none. So now we have to determine where he gets thrown to. All right, so let's see where he gets thrown to. He is going to take 1 point of damage. But if he hits that wall, he's going to be subject to taking more damage. So... he gets thrown to location 3, so it's 1, 2, 3. So he's just going to get thrown back over there, which is kind of good because that means that he gets to pick that up as well. And let's hope that it's. I think he's actually prone, so he has to spend He has to spend a turn, not a turn, but one of his actions. He's not going to be able to move, so he's going to be able to pick that up. And of course, I drop it. And let's see what it is. And looks like it's looks like a frag mine of some sort. I'll take a look what it is. All right, so basically it's like a little hand-to-hand weapon. All right, so we're just gonna keep moving in here. So he is done. So I don't have any more activations for the Asterians. So that means Veermyn are gonna continue to move, and I think we're just gonna go ahead and activate the chief, and he's just gonna run over here. I think he only moves 2, so he's just gonna move 1 to there. Pick that up, and then he's going to move 2 to kind of be behind this here. But he did manage to pick this up. And if I can get that out of there. And looks like he got some frag grenades. Perfect. All right, so now we're just going to move this Cypher. He's just going to move up 1. And he's going to take a shot over there. 1, 2, 3. He's going to be pretty much out in the open. He can kind of place him to this area edge here, and he'll be able to see there. All right, so he's going to have 3 plus 2, so he's getting 4s to hit. So we got 2 8s. These 3 miss, but he did get 3 so far. We got 2 8s, and which turned into double 1s. All right, so it's going to be 3 successes. Let's see if he can survive that. And yes, he does. He's got an 8, 6, and a 7. So the exploding 8, not that he needs it, doesn't matter, but he does save the 3. He's fine. All right, Veermyn just gonna move up. So he's just gonna go 1, 2, and actually he's gonna stay there. He's gonna try and hopefully be alive. I mean, he's gonna get cover there anyways, even if he gets shot. But he is gonna be taking control of that, along with that middle one there. So Veermyn are gonna be having 2 locations to control. So now we have the Asterians. So let's start moving here. So Asterians, let's go ahead and move this fella here. And he will move 1, 2. And I'm sure he can see him just because of his height. But he is going to have cover. But he does get this. That is ammo. So that'll be an extra die for him. And he's got the flamethrower, so I guess we'll just torch it and see if we get lucky. All right, so that location is going to be on fire. So we're going to roll 3 dice. He's going to need 5 because that's his attack value. And he got 2 with an 8. So So that misses. And he's got 3. So now, oh, actually, I'm rolling the wrong dice. I'm rolling the Veermyn dice. All right, so maybe that's why he hit. All right, so now for the Nightmare. Nightmare got 2 saves. He got 1. I'm going to probably go ahead and just use this to re-roll that die. And see if we can't get another save here. And it turned into a 2. So he's definitely going to take at least 1 wound. All right, so now he is set on fire, which means at the beginning of his activation, you just have to try and put that out. So the Veermyn are actually all done. So this is all going to be nothing but Asterians moving. So let's go ahead and continue moving here. This marionette's going to go ahead and move. And actually, he's going to run. He's going to go 1, 2. He's going to pick this up. And he's going to have health. Comes in handy. You might need to give that to that fella because he took, actually I got to put a wound marker on him. All right, so in X activation, we're going to activate this marionette, and he's just going to, actually he's just going to move, because if he gets to here, he can have not a clear line of sight, but he'll have at least a shot. Actually, no, you know what? We're going to run 1, 2, so he can take control of this. We're going to put him on this side, and then he's going to be done. We'll put a little marker on that to show that he's activated. And then we're going to activate this marionette, and he's going to move 1, 2. He's just going to run up. Same thing with the overseer. He's just going to run 1, 2, kind of stay behind this wall so that we won't get shot. And that should do it for round 1. So that means at the end of this round, we're going to have 1 point going to the Asterians for controlling 1 objective. So that means that's going to put them at 3. And the Veermyn, actually, they scored 2 points from the intel, and then they're going to control this one and that one. So they're actually going to be a 4. So that means it's going to be 4-3 at the end of turn 1 in favor of the Veermyn. All right, let's get some command dice rolling. So here we go. Veermyn. Veermyn activation, hand to hand, which are good. Extra cube, that's going to come in handy. Let's go ahead and keep those. And then as far as the Asterians, a couple extra cubes, extra shot. You know what? I'm going to keep that. Let's see how that rolls. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so Veermyn, turn 2. All right, let's start with these stalkers. He's just going to rush. He's going to go 1, 2. He's going to take on this guy that's already wounded, try and take him down. And actually, I'm going to say that he probably wasn't able to pick up that item, so I'm just going to leave it there on the floor there. But if he does win, he does have a chance to pick it up. All right, so he automatically stands up. So we're looking at 3 dice for the stalker, 1 for charging in, 1 for the wound. He's not bigger than him, so he doesn't get that bonus, but he does hit on 4s or better. And he got an 8, 2 3s, so we're going to need to get an extra 8 there. Gets another hit, so it's 4 total. And then we're going to have, do I try to, nah, he's already down to 1 wound. See if we can't just save. Try and survive. I want to say it's a 5. He got 1. I'm not going to bother to re-roll, so he's going to take at least 3 points. Even if I re-rolled, he wouldn't be able to save me. He's gone. So now that fella's going to pick this up. And that's what well, I guess he'll just have it near him. But he's going to have that little baton. All right, so now I'm going to spend another activation here. Actually, yeah, I'll just do that. Spend this one so that we can move an additional fella. He's just going to charge into here. He's not going to go crazy and charge into there because there's two Asterians in there. So he's going to charge in here. So he's going to have his 3 dice and then +1 because he charged in there. So we got looking at 4 dice, looking at 4s or better. Well, he got 2. I could spend an extra die. Yeah, you know what? Why not? No, we won't. We're not. So he got 2, surviving on 3s. He's got survive of, I think it's 5 or a 6, but I'm gonna roll and then I'm gonna double check. The 6 is definitely gonna probably save. But he did get an exploding 8, so he is going to block it either way. But we'll double check just to make sure. So yeah, they save on 5, so he did save. So he is fine. We're going to activate... Actually, we're going to activate the drone. He's going to move 1 to there. And I want to say he's going to have a shot here. The only thing is he is going to have cover. But I want to say I think I can see right through there. I should be able to see the route. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, I do. There's his base right there. Yeah, that's his foot. So we're going to take a shot at the boss man, but he is going to have some heavy-duty cover going through there. And just so we can look at the top view, that's what I'm looking at right there is that fella. I see his little claw and I see his base. So it's just going to be 3 dice. But you know what? We're going to add an extra die. We're going to spend one of the command points, make it 4 dice. So we're looking at 5s to hit. And he's got weight of fire, 2. And he's got an 8 and a 6. So with that exploding 8, he didn't get anything, but he did get 3. All right, so 3 successes. He's going to survive on 4s. Going to roll 3 dice. And he's got 2. If he has armor, actually, I don't even have to reroll. And yes, he has 1 armor. Doesn't have any armor penetration, so he is fine. Veermyn turn. So now we're going to go ahead and go with the Malignus. And he's just going to move a regular movement. I don't want to leave that objective, but we need to kill some of these Asterians. So he's going to move to here, and he is going to torch this area right here. All right, so he needs 5s, rolling 3 dice, and they get no bonuses for flamethrowers, but I am rolling for each guy there, and that whole cube is going to be on fire. All right, so he's going to get 2 hits. That's going to be for the first guy in the white there. So now we're going to have to try and survive. They save on 5s or better. And, oh, nice. He saves it all. So he is fine, but he is going to be on fire. Then the gentleman in the gray. And he gets no hits, so nothing to save there, but he's also on fire as well. So actually, after he's shot, I'm going to go ahead and spend one of these to move him back into that area to continue to control that objective marker. So he's going to move back into this square here, try and get some cover, and he is okay. All right, so we're going to activate this fella here, and he has to do a survive test against this fire. The fire is going to be hitting on 4s, fire tests. So he's going to get 2. So now he has to save this. If he doesn't, he's going to take the damage, and he's still on fire. If he does, he manages to put out that fire, but he is going to have to move out of there because that place is torched. So he got an 8. He doesn't save this. He's going to end up taking a point of damage. And actually, no, he's gonna fail that because it is a 5, but he does have armor, so that's gonna soak that up, and he should be okay. He should manage to put out the fire. All right, so if he had actually managed to put out the fire, rolling successfully over the amount of damage that he took, then his activation would have continued, and he would have put out the fires normally. Now, since he failed, he did take the damage. However, the armor does reduce it just as normal, but because he failed to put out the fire, it still goes out, but his activation ends, if that makes any sense to everybody. Yeah, it sounds a little confusing, but he is done, and it's on to the Veermyn turn. So Veermyn activating, this fellow's just going to move up, and he's going to take a shot at the guy that hasn't activated, and he's going to try and take him out. So he's got 5 dice, 3 plus 2 because he's out in the open. He's needing 5s. And woo, that was one heck of a roll right there. 2 exploding 8s. And of course the 2 don't do anything. And then this guy, this Cypher, is going to try and save all that damage there. And he strikes out. So he's just going to save that 1. All that damage going through, he's gone. All right, Asterian's turn. He's activated. This fella has not. So he's just going to move up 1 to there. And he's going to take a shot at this guy here. Actually, we're going to move him like so to there. Actually, you know what? He's just going to... No, actually, I think that cube is still on fire. So he can't get in there. So he's going to go to here. In case he gets lucky, takes him out, maybe he can take an extra shot there. All right, here we go. So we've got 3 dice plus 2 because he's out in the open. We're needing 4s. And that is a good shot right there. Too bad he didn't roll that earlier. That would have been nice. So he's got all that, hitting on 4s. And this unfortunate crawler is going to save 2. But there's no way in heck that he's going to be able to save all that. So yeah, he's gone. So now we're going to spend this command die to shoot again. And he's not going to have, maybe so. Yeah, I'm going to say that's kind of out in the open there. Well, no, because I think you measure from cube to cube. So it is going to cross that line. So I would say that that is, well, no, you could actually measure from this point. So yes, never mind. That is a clear shot. We're going to go ahead and count it as a clear shot. So it's going to be 3 dice and then plus 2 for the open shot. Does he get another hot roll? Yes, he does. He gets another 2 8s. Another 8, and that's a 1, so we'll just roll that. And I believe that is all hits. 4's better to hit. My bad. These guys hit on 3s, so yes, all that hit right there. Trying to save this unfortunate fella. Yeah, not like that, and he is toast. So he is done. I was thinking about spending an additional command die to move him up 1, but that is too dangerously close to that guy, and he's just going to chill out there. All right, here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate this guy here. He's just going to move 1, 2, and we can take a chance here to go ahead and move up 1, but I'm going to chill out. I'm going to stay there. I'm going to try and score that point, and he's done. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and spend... actually, no, never mind, because I thought I had an extra command die to move an additional guy, but I don't. I'm looking at the wrong stack. We'll go ahead and activate this cipher here. He's just going to move 1 to there. If I can fit through there. Yeah, there we go. Facing his enemy there. And he's just going to take a shot right down there. We see the Malignus kind of hiding out right behind that barrel. Not a clear shot, but why not? Let's do it. All right, so we've got 3 dice. It's not out in the open. So we're just looking at, ooh, that is one heck of a roll. So 3 already right off the back, 2 exploding. We need 3s. So we've got a total of 4 going into the Malignus. And he's going to try and save. And he got an exploding 8. And so far it looks like it's 2, but I think he's surviving on 5. All right, so to try and save him, we're going to go ahead. He saves on 5, so he only saved 2. So we're going to go ahead and spend one of their dice just to get a reroll. And we need to get a 5 here or else he is toast. And he's toast. We didn't make it. All right, here we go. Boss man, gonna move. He is going to rush. So we're going to go 1, 2. He's going to go to there. And then we're going to go ahead and spend that command die to go ahead and move up. And he's going to take a whack at this guy right here. So he's just going to move to this other end. He's got his ammo. He's going to attack right there. All right, so attacking there. So we're looking at 3 dice. Base, +1 because he's large, +1 because he charged in there, +1 because he does have a buddy. Tons of dice here going. So he needs 4s to hit. He does have Frenzy 2 built in, but I did give him the Combat Blades. I forgot. Whoops. And he gets an additional Frenzy 1. So I think I'm going to hold it just in case. I'm not going to use his Combat Blades yet. So we just have the Frenzy 2. That means he's going to have 2 rerolls here. So hitting on 4s. 3 8s. Holy cow, I think that marionette's going to get torn apart. So let's go ahead and do his rerolls for his frenzy. And he got an additional hit. That 1 missed. And then we're going to have 3 8s. Sorry, Asterians, I need to borrow one of your dice. And another 8. That 2 missed. I mean, that's just a 1. So we're gonna have all that going into that little marionette. So correction, his fight is a 3, but that one would have missed anyways. So now the marionette is trying to survive. He's not gonna try and fight back. He's got survival of a 5. And he managed to save 1. And then he gets torn to shreds. All right, so now we have the Asterians. I just don't know if I want to try and take him out. He's got 3 wounds left. They have a total of 4. He took 1 damage from the fire. I might as well try. Go ahead and try and torch it again with him. Just throwing more fuel to the fire there. So he's gonna activate. He's just gonna stay there. He's gonna choose that fella there. So that cube's gonna get torched. So we've got 3 dice. He's needing 5s for successes. He only got 1, and that means that he is going to try and survive. And he saves on 4s. He's fine, but he can't get any more on fire because he's already on fire. So that pretty much ends it right there. And actually, he is the last one left, so he is just gonna rush. So he's gonna have to leave that location there. Oh, actually, he needs to make a survive test for that fire. Try and put it out. So he's got 3 dice. The fire is gonna damage him on 4s. The fire did just 1 damage. And I want to say he saves on 4s. And he's fine. He manages to put it out with authority. And he's just gonna rush. So he's gonna go to here. He can kind of move around that square there. And I'm just gonna say he's gonna move into this square with this fella here. Now he is wounded, but he's no longer on fire, so we're gonna take that off. So he's gonna be in this square with this marionette. All right, so we have 2, 3 base, +1 because it's large, and +1 because he charged in. We're gonna roll, and then we're gonna find out what he needs. We've got 1 8 so far. I'm pretty sure that 1 2 and 3 miss, along with that 2 as well. All right, so it's a fight of 4 with a freaking armor pen AP of a 3. So yeah, that thing isn't gonna save. So he had, I think I want to say 3 hits. I might have moved that one. So I want to say it's 3 hits that he got. All right, so correction, he only had 2 hits because that other one was a 1 2 and a 3. So now we have to survive with that marionette. He is not fighting back. He needs 5s. He managed to save 1. I'm gonna go ahead and no, I'm not. I'm just gonna take the 1 damage. He took 1 point of damage. Whoops, he should have had an additional 1 because well, actually no, I think that's only if he's fighting back. He would gain that additional 1 because the enemy model that's fighting him is wounded. So actually, yes, if he's surviving, he does get that additional die. So let's go ahead and roll it, and he gets a 1. All right, so he's still taking that 1 point of damage. All right, so I think that is all the Veermyn. So it is all Asterians now. So we're just going to take a shot with that fella there. He's just going to shoot this little guy, see if he can't take him out. So he's out in the open. So it's +2. I want to say the marionette's hit on 6s, but I'll double check it after I roll here. Actually, I don't think he got anything. All right, stand corrected. He did get 1 hit. Their their range is a 5. So he got 1. Now trying to save that little Veermyn, that little stalker. And he doesn't get a save. There's no way to save him. So he took 1 point of damage. All right, Overseer is just going to. He's just going to shoot there. Why not? See if we can't take that little stalker out. So it's going to be 3 + 2 because of the open shot. So it's going to be forced to hit. And he got 2 7s, the 4. And I'm going to go ahead and spend one of these command dice to go ahead and reroll one of them. See if we can get an additional hit. And we did. Okay, and now he's going to try and survive. He did take 4 points of damage. Let's see if we can't save him. Saving on 5s. He got that exploding 8. Let's see if he saves it here. No. So he's going to block 2, but he's going to take 2. Yeah, he's gone. All right, so the last Asterian is just the one in hand-to-hand. So, well, let's see if he can't fight his way out of that. So spending 3 dice, he needs 6s for the fight. Hey, fighting champ there. He got one. I'm going to go ahead and spend that other command die. We got one more. Actually, we've got two, but we got one left. Sixes. He got it. So it's two. And now that Nightmare is going to need to save. Drop die. And he saves, I want to say, on fours. And he laughs. He's fine. My bad. I should have said he was fighting back, but I already said he survived, so he's okay. He survived. He's good. And that is the end of round 2 with the Veermyn pulling out a little bit closer to victory. They scored 2 more points for controlling that point there, this point here, and then they killed 4 points worth of models, so that put them at 10 points. And then the Asterians killed 4 points worth of 4 points as well worth of models, and that put them at 7 points. So 10-7, still in favor of the Veermyn, getting closer to victory. All right, so let's get some command dice. We got a splat for the Asterians. We've got extra close combat, a shooty, extra die. We're gonna try and reroll the splat and that extra close combat. It's a little bit better. We got an extra cube, extra dice. We're gonna keep that for sure because we have no choice. And then for the Veermyn, oh, that is nice. That is nice. We're gonna keep all that. See how that fares. And Veermyn, turn 1, round 3. All right, I think I'm gonna start with the big boy here. He is just gonna rush in, like so to there. Make sure he's got his frag grenades. He's gonna lose that on that objective, but that's fine. It's we can't take out that Asterian boss. And he's gonna have his 3 dice. He's gonna have 1 for charging in and 1 for being a bigger model. This time we're gonna go ahead and use a combat dice, and we're gonna strike that Overseer so we can't take him out. So we're gonna need 3s. Looks like we've got a total of 4 total. Jeez. All right. So 4 total going into him. I think I want to say that was a 4. And then the Overseer is going to try and save. We're going to add a die. We're going to spend a command point. Add an extra die. And he's saving, I want to say it's 5s, but we'll roll and then we'll double check. If it's 4s, he's actually really good right there. So before we look at that, we're going to go ahead and just roll for his Frenzy, which I completely forgot. And he had that 1 miss. And he does need 3s. And then he gets an 8, an exploding 8. And then that 2 is going to miss. So the Overseer needed 5s or better. So he blocked 2. These are going to be miss. So the Overseer needed 5s to block. He did block 2. So we took the 2 away from this. And he does have the energy shields. So he's going to roll 4 dice. It's energy shield 4. It's a mouthful. And he's going to need 6s in order to save any of these damage, or else it's just going to go through. So he needs 6s. So he got 1. And let's see if that doesn't finish him off, because he's only going to block 1. He's going to take 3 damage. Okay, so he does have armor 1, which blocks 1. However, Pack Leader has AP 1, so that's going to negate the armor. 3 are going to go through. He only has 2 wounds. Overseer is toast. And now the only thing left over there is a marionette. So, hey, we're going to spend the die to fight once again. So that means that he is going to have his basic 3 dice, plus 1 for being large, but he's already moved. He's already done the first round of combat, so he doesn't get that plus 1. Oh, actually, you know what I forgot? There was a buddy in there, so there should have been an extra die for that Overseer. Not that it matters, I would have rolled. It rolled a 1 anyways. But he would have had an additional die because he did have a buddy in there with him in order to help him try to save. But in this case, rolling that 1 didn't help. All right. So we have the 3 dice, plus 1 for being large, and that model is not wounded. So let's see if he doesn't take him out. So needing 3s, got an exploding 8, and he does still have Frenzy, so we can reroll at least this 1. He got another exploding 8, so we're gonna have 2 8s going in. The 1 misses, so he's got that much damage. going into that marionette. Marionette's going to have 3 dice. He will go ahead and spend another die to add an additional die to see if we can't save him. Because right now the Asterians are in a lot of trouble. He's got an exploding 8. Those are not going to help him. But I think this is the end of this marionette as well. He's going to get another 6, so he's going to have 2 that are going to block. AP1, he has no armor, still taking the 3. Yeah, he's gone. And just like that, the pack leader has demolished everything that was on this side of the board for the Asterians, and they only have these 2 models left with that one. But I have a feeling that Nightmare's going to take care of that one once it's his turn. So Asterians are going next, and I think we're going to activate over here. He's going to take a shot here. He is not going to move in because that would not be smart. So let's clear this out and let's get some dice. He is going to be out in the open, so we're going to have 3 basic dice plus 2 because he is out in the open. So we're looking at 3s and try and take down this Nightmare. Looks like we got an 8. That's going to be a miss right there. There is no way to fire. And then 3 dice, trying to save this Nightmare. I want to say the save on 4s. I'll roll and then I'll take a look, but there is an 8. That one for sure is going to fail. So he's going to block 3. So blocking 3, and I think he has an armor of 1. So I don't think he's going to take any damage. So Nightmares being very chunky, they do have a save of a 4 or better, or survive of a 4 or better. They have 3 wounds, and they also have armor 1. So that does nothing. So why not? Let's go ahead and take another shot. Moving that. He's going to shoot again. Same thing, 5 dice. So we've got 3, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and get these colored dice out of the way. See if we can't take down that beast. Looks like we got all these hits. I'm gonna go ahead and spend a die. Do I want to spend it because I only have this extra activation and the extra cube? Yeah, I'll go ahead and spend the extra activation just to re-roll this die so we can get a hit. And he does. So that's gonna make it all these. Whoops, should have been 7. So it looks like he's at 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to be saving on 4s for the Nightmare. And, he doesn't get a good roll this time. But he does get an 8. He gets 2 saves. So we're blocking 2, 1 armor. He is going to take 2 damage. And he's going to be down to 1. I think we're going to go ahead and activate this Nightmare before he gets taken down. I don't want to risk it. And taking down another one of these ciphers actually gives the Veermyn 2 victory points. So let's take a chance. So he's just going to move here. And he's going to strike. He's going to have his 2 wounds. So he'll have 3 dice. Plus 1 for being large. And then plus 1 for charging in. And I want to say he hits on 4s. And they do have Frenzy. So let's take a look to see what we got here. Yeah, so hitting on 4s, Frenzy 1, so we're going to be hitting those. We're just going to go ahead and re-roll one of these because of the Frenzy. He missed. Okay, so he's got 3. Cypher's going to roll 3 dice, and he's going to try and save. Let's see if he can save it here. And no exploding 8s, but he did save 2. Oh boy, this is rough. I can spend it to re-roll. They do save on 5s. If I don't save this, he's dead because it is armor piercing 1s. Yeah, why not? We'll spend it. On a 5 or better, he's gonna survive. And he makes it. Alright. Well, unfortunate for him because we're gonna spend another combat die. And we're gonna fight again. So we got 3 and plus 1 being large. This time he doesn't get the charging in. And no wounds, so we're looking at 4s. And we got a reroll of 1 because of Frenzy. And he missed 2. Oh, but we do have an exploding 8. He gets that hit, so it's 3 again. So this time we don't have any rerolls. Saves on 5s. If he doesn't save it, he's gone. He got it. Oh, wait. No, he needs 5s. So that's a fail. Let's see if he needs that. He needs his 8. He needs to get this. Oh, that's wrong die. He needs to save here. If not, he's dead. He got it with another 8. All right. So he blocks a 3. He's fine. My bad. I should have been rolling 1 extra die because he was wounded, but he did survive. He's okay. You know what? I'm going to roll it for that first one since we did spin that reroll. And he actually would have got it. So I'm going to go ahead and give that die back to the Asterians because technically he should have had an extra die for surviving there. All right, so now we have the Asterians going next. And oh my gosh, I think I'm just going to have him jump over this. And he's going to take control of this objective marker here. All right, we're going to activate this Nightmare right here. And he's going to attack, and he's wounded too. So I got to make sure I remember to roll that addition. Actually, they're both injured. So we've got 3. For the Nightmare, 1 because he's larger, and 1 because his enemy is wounded. So we're hitting on 4s. Oh my gosh, that is a terrible roll. he got nothing. So he whiffs, and the other guy would have just survived. Not that it matters. He's just gonna roll, and he would have blocked 1. Because in this case scenario, I would not be fighting back, especially not with Asterians. Okay. So that is the end of the Veermyn. So now we're gonna go with the Asterians, which I think I'm just gonna rush over here. We have this guy that's underneath here. And I'm trying to get to him if I can, and he's just gonna run. So 1, 2 to get to this location here. He was right underneath the little thingy here. Oh. There goes something. Nothing like dropping terrain. All right. All right, so he's going to end up there taking control of that location. And we have him. And I want to say, I think he can jump up since he's kind of floating. But let me see what the rules are on that guy. Well, he's just going to move. So we're just going to go 1 under here and actually 2 to here. Because he needs to try and maybe get to something so we can start blasting at something. So he is done. Whoops, I almost forgot I had this little fellow over here. So he is just going to rush. Let's see. We're going to move him as he's there. So he can go 1, 2, 3. He's going to rush right in there. And see if we can't take out this gentleman over here. So he was there, moved 1, 2, and then 3 to there. Which is it's gonna trigger an automatic combat. Forgot he has that little baton thing. So it's gonna be 3 dice plus 1 for charging in, and that's pretty much it. He is not wounded, so he's hitting on 4s. And he only got 1. I will no, you know what? I'm not gonna spend anything. He's got 1 hit. Let's see if the Asterian can save the. He saves 1, so he's able to block it. All right, so he is done. But I am going to spend 1 more combat, so he's going to strike again. This time it's only going to be 3 dice, eating 400 1 more time. This time he got 2, and now the marionette trying to save. Same thing, needs 5s. Doesn't get anything. Holy cow, what a lucky roll. Okay, so he takes him out. There is no armor. Doesn't take 2 damage. And to be honest, that's going to be it for the Veermyn. It's all going to be nothing but Asterians. But what is left? We have this fella here. I guess he's just going to go ahead and strike. I might as well because he'll take free hits if he tries to move out. So he's just going to whack. He needs 6s to hit. And wow, he's a little upset that his buddies all died. And he got that 8. No, that failed. And then that Nightmare needs 4s to save. He gets an 8. And then he gets a 1. So it's going to be 1 to block that. He's got 1 armor. He's going to take a point of damage. He got something through. My bad. He had an additional die for the wound, and he he misses. And actually, the other guy was also just I didn't say he was fighting back. He was just blocking. So same thing. He did not. It didn't make a difference on there. But they were supposed to have that extra die because of the wounds. Okay, so the only one left, I believe, is just this gentleman down here, and he's already in hand-to-hand. The platform moved, or the drone. He already moved, so it's just him. So he's just going to strike. He is wounded. Make sure I remember that. So he's got 4 dice. And I believe they're 6s. Asterians, at least these Asterians don't fight very well in hand-to-hand. And then we need 4s, and he is going to actually fight back. So he is looking at 4s. And he got an 8. And that's a miss. So these 2 potentially block that, but one is going to go through, and actually it is armor piercing, so he's going to take out that drone, that cipher. All right, so that's pretty much it. That was the last of the Asterians activation. So now let's count up victory points, and I don't know, I have a feeling that the Veermyn have sealed the deal in this one. All right, so for the end of the round, Veermyn scored 7 points. They took out the Overseer, one of the ciphers, 2 marionettes. So 7 points worth of model points that they killed. Plus, they did control 1 objective, which was right over here. Actually, no, not that one. This one. So that gave them 8 total points. Plus, what they had was already 10 from the previous. So they are at 18. That pretty much puts them over. And they get the victory. Asterians, they managed to score only 1 victory point, which was right here. They didn't take out anything else. Oh man, these nightmares, holy cow. I don't remember them being this nasty. I guess there was an update of some sort. Like even the pack leader, I noticed that the pack leader didn't even have the stealth anymore. So they really beefed up these Veermyn big guys, and wow. It definitely felt on their presence was felt on this board for sure. Guys, I do want to apologize for any mistakes that I did make. I know that was quite a bit, and it has been a while since I have played Deadzone. I needed to brush up on some of the rules as well. And we'll try to bring back a lot more battle reports, as this game, as you saw, goes very quick. And some matches can last anywhere from like 30 minutes to an hour, maybe even longer. Just depends on how many points you're playing. And guys, actually, if you wanted to check out a really cool group, Facebook group that is called Deadzone, Firefight, Halo, Warpath Epic, New England, go check them out. They have a ton of information on Mantic games. If you're a huge Mantic game fan, follow these guys as they post all kinds of stuff. Opening boxes, other battle reports, tons of stuff. So I would definitely recommend them. Johnny, I just want to say, hey, special shout out to you for all the support that you're giving my channel. I thank you so much for everything that y'all are doing. And yeah, man, go check them out. It's a very great group of guys that is enjoying Mantic games, and it's just a great community to check out. And in case you haven't liked and subscribed, make sure you do so that way you won't miss out any more content. And if you want to help support the channel, check out my Patreon as well as Buy Me a Coffee. Any donation is appreciated, and it does go back towards the channel to help it out. And that's going to be it for this one, guys. Once again, the Veermyn are the victors for today. Roll your favorite dice, and don't forget, always paint your walls crimson. Take care.